What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Kid Taj, and today we're going to be talking about the Washington Wizards. Now, you guys read the title, and you might be pretty skeptical. You might think I'm a little crazy, like I'm making too bold of a statement. Yes, it's a bold statement, okay? Honestly, I don't know if you guys have been seeing what I'm seeing. If you don't watch the Wizards, you might look at the Wizards record and be thinking like, they're just doing what they did a few years ago when they got in the playoffs and lost in the second round, and they get in the playoffs, they lose in the second round. Every time they get in there, it's no big deal. Well, I'm going to explain to you why the Washington Wizards are an NBA Finals championship contender. This is kind of crazy. It might sound crazy. It sounds crazy to me even. But I think I got a pretty good explanation on why this is true, and I'm going to drop some knowledge here. All right. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and idea for a video down below. Subscribe if you're new. Let's get into this. So, a few years ago, the Wizards were in the NBA playoffs. They didn't make it last year, but in the 14-15 season, they were in the playoffs, and they were playing against I believe, who was it? Was it the Raptors? Yes, the Raptors in the first round, and they swept them. As the 5 seed against the 4 seed Raptors, they made quick work of them. And it's not like those were close games either. They absolutely tore the Raptors apart in the first round, made them look like they were bottom feeders. They really did. Now, Wizards in the second round against the Hawks, they would have won that series, I believe, if it hadn't been for the John Wall injury. When you lose your leader, your best player, the guy that guides you through these games, the energy to your team, everything can't be the same. And it wasn't. The Wizards, I believe they ended up losing in 6 games. Yes, it was 6 games, I believe. And guys, Paul Pierce's shot, I don't know if you guys remember, but if he hits that buzzer beater, they're going to another overtime maybe, or they win, something like that. I don't know. Paul Pierce hit some crazy ass shot. He already had a game winner in the series, but that dude was being unbelievably clutch in that series. Now, the Wizards are a great playoff team, first of all. This is where I'm going to start my argument, and I'm going to bring it back to what they're doing now, because they currently are in top 3 in power rankings in places. Believe it or not, the Wizards are in the 3rd ranking for power rankings I've seen from multiple outlets that aren't just some scrub outlets like Bleacher Report, NBA.com, ESPN. Few of those, they were talking about Wizards being the 3rd best team in the NBA right now. Anyway, back to the topic. What I was talking about before is that the Washington Wizards are a great playoff team, okay? These guys are road dogs. And when I say that, I mean that, they've come into the playoffs a few years, and not last year because, there was a lot of roster turnover. They got rid of a lot of their key guys from the previous year. And they weren't really sure what they were doing. They missed the playoffs. They should have made the playoffs, I think. Maybe it's a lower seed, but they missed out. They disappointed. They're back this year. And honestly, what I was just going to say about the 13-14 and 14-15 seasons. 13-14 seasons, they came in as a 5 seed as well. They played the Chicago Bulls in the first round, who were the 4 seed. They won in 5 games. And they played the Pacers, the 1 seed, and what did they do? I think they forced 6 games on the Pacers. On the road, they won more games than at home. That's such a great quality to have, especially for a team like the Wizards. If I'm talking about a championship contender and I want a team, the Wizards aren't going to be the 1 seed, I don't think. Probably not. There's still a shot. Honestly, only 2.5 games separates the Celtics and the Cavs, and the Wizards are right near there. They keep winning these games like this, they could be at that 1 seed, believe it or not. It might sound crazy right now, but the Wizards have been playing that good lately. They're the hottest team in the NBA besides the Miami Heat. The Washington Wizards, guys, honestly, they do work in the playoffs. They have that reputation. John Wall and Bradley Beal, they love it. They love being the road team. They're so good on the road. And what's funny about it is that this season they're putting together one of the best home records we've seen from them ever. Honestly, look at their team. They've won, 16 straight home games. They're on a roll there. They can secure home base. They can win on the road. They have a lot of capabilities in terms of what they can do. Playoff time comes, they're better than they usually are. Yes, they beat the Bulls. They weren't supposed to beat the Bulls, and the Pacers had trouble with them. They ended up finishing them off, but they had Paul George having these monster games. You stop him, and it's a totally different scenario. The Wizards go on to play the Cavs in that Eastern Conference Finals. Or wait, no, that was 13-14. That would have been Miami. Okay, never mind. But the next season, if John Wall doesn't get injured, they're playing the Cavs. They're playing LeBron. Honestly, they're so close each year. So for me, if I'm gonna pick a team so far, my pick for the Eastern Conference Finals I'm picking the Cavs and the Wizards in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the Wizards are going to end up with a 3 or 2 seed by the end of the season, and I think that they're going to meet with the Cavs in the Eastern Conference Finals. And no, I don't think they're going to win, but they're not going to get swept. The Wizards are a great playoff team, like I said before. They're extremely top-heavy. They've got one of the best. They've got a top 2, top 3 starting lineup in the NBA. John Wall and Bradley Beal is one of the most dynamic backcourts we have in this league. These guys can make plays. Beal's a great shooter. Wall's a great passer. They complement each other extremely well. They both can run an offense. You got Otto Porter, number 1 3-point percentage this season. This guy is a sniper. He's a defensive player. He can do it all. Both sides of the ball, especially, spot up shooting and defense, and he's elite at those. I mean, honestly, Otto Porter has been so good this season and so underrated. You need to give him more credit, guys. Markieff Morris and Marcin Gortat. These guys are going to get you buckets down low. These are perfect for John Wall because if he's running pick and roll, one of these two guys, he can hit him with pick and pops, pick and rolls. It's very easy for them to convert shots, and his assist numbers are going through the roof because of these guys. They're so good at converting on inside looks. Marcin Gortat is always, one of the top finishers in the league at the rim, and he's an elite rebounder. Interior defense might be a concern, a little bit of a concern. Marcin Gortat, he's been a little iffy there, but I think he can still protect the paint. Markieff Morris is one of the guys you got to be a little more worried about, but Marcin Gortat has done a better job. That team can play offense, they can play defense, they can shoot the ball, they can run in transition, they can kill you. The Cavs might have a lot of problems guarding John Wall. Honestly, I think that this team can really compete with the Cavs. They can win 2 games against the Cavs. And, there's a chance they upset them. I think that's why I'm calling them a championship contenders, because I believe they can get to the NBA Finals. It sounds weird still to say it, but the Washington Wizards are playing some amazing basketball. They're clicking as a unit. As of right now, I call them a contender. I don't know about, maybe if they start slumping, but to me, why I didn't say about the Rockets. There's a difference, because I remember when the Rockets were streaking. The Rockets at one point were going this crazy win streak. They were so good. They were considered elite. I still didn't say they were a championship contender, and I did that because they have only James Harden. I feel like, the rest of their team isn't good enough. They don't have another star. They don't have another stud on that team. John Wall and Bradley Beal are those guys. Bradley Beal is so underrated. He's so good at what he does. Otto Porter, also, he's underrated as well. I think I would take Bradley Beal and Otto Porter and possibly Marcin Gortat. Yes, you know what? Give me Marcin Gortat, Otto Porter, and Bradley Beal over any other Houston Rocket besides James Harden. They have better support. They just do. Their bench, it's a little iffy. Their bench needs, Kelly Oubre Jr. has been playing really well, so I don't know. Their bench still needs some work if they want, to contend for that title. But, for right now, they can definitely get there. I don't know about winning it, but I'm calling them a championship contender. I think that they can beat the Cavs. Will they? I don't think so. They have a chance, though. It's not a 100% chance the Cavs will win this one. That's why they're a contender. Cavs, I say, would beat anybody else, but to me, I'm predicting a Cavs Wizards Eastern Conference Finals. And yeah, just look at the way they've been playing this season. They're a playoff team. They're elite in the playoffs when they get there. And I think they have the squad this year to do it. And if they don't, then they need one more piece to add next year, possibly. Just a bench, they need some bench support. But their starting lineup is fine. You don't need a star for this team because your starting lineup is already so good. You don't need to add a big piece. You just need to add some little pieces on the bench. And this team is like a top-notch elite team consistently. And I think that's what they already are, right now, the way they're playing. I don't know if they're always going to play that way. But, with their starting lineup, they're definitely contending, and those guys will close the games. That's why I say they're a championship contenders, because they can get there. They have the shot. They're not the favorite because they don't have that bench. They might be a favorite in the Eastern Conference if they had a solid bench, because they have an amazing starting group. It's always hard to beat LeBron in the playoffs, but this team could be like that Pacers team a few years ago that was really challenging LeBron, forcing him to 7 games like that. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they have the potential to be and even better than that. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Just an idea bold prediction, you could say, bold statement, you could say, but I believe it, man. I think these guys are for real. I don't see why you slowed down here, John Wall. They found something that's clicking. They know how to run that offense, the defense. Everybody's so happy to play for that team right now. There's so much energy there. I don't see any signs of slowing down. That's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, idea down below. Subscribe if you're new. I'm out. Thank you for watching, y'all. Peace.